2011 Chevrolet Blazer Jimmy 4.3 V6. We're going to take this motor apart and see what's caused it to lock up. This is a job that came in from another shop, and I'm not going to get into the details or specifics, but basically it kind of fell into my lap. But anyway, we're going to take this thing apart today, and we're going to see what has caused it to lock up. This thing will not turn at all. Matter of fact, let me get the tool and I'll show you. As you can see here, this thing is locked up. The tool keeps sliding off because the motor itself is locked up. So we're going to put it up and find out the reason for it. Now the moment of truth. All right, oftentimes you'll find the pan will be stuck, and a lot of times you'll find that you'll want to hit it with a rubber mallet. I mean, with a regular hammer, but what you want to do is use a rubber mallet to get those off. Also, there's screws down in the bottom there.
10 or 13?
Those are probably going to be 13. You got one?
$13.
Yeah.
Okay.
Off. You have all the screws out. As I was saying before, it's going to be stuck, so I advise using like a soft-faced hammer. You don't want to use a metal hammer. This is an aluminum oil pan, and if you use a hard-face hammer, then you're going to most likely put a hole in it. But if you use a soft-face hammer like a rubber mallet or something, this is a rubber shot hammer, so I hit it, but it has the shot on the inside to give it a little extra. Let me just tap it on both sides. Now we should be able to lift it directly off. Grab that side. Alright, into the goodies, the guts of the motor. First thing I notice is we have a contaminants in the oil pickup screen. Oil is sludgy. We'll go through here and diagnose, and oh no, there's a piston. I'll get us a flashlight, look down here and see what we can figure out why this motor is locked up. Using a lot of leverage, we are getting this motor to turn. So I'm starting to think that it is hydraulically locked. From the top, or
easier now.
Much easier. Second, we got a situation with a blown head gasket and the cylinder head
Much
is
easier
blocked.
now.
Look at that.
So the roll board and piston. And then we turn it by hand now.
There you go.
Huh? Much easier now.
We'll take the top off, check. Got some play in this rocker arm here. And the
That was a lot of play there. That's motherfucker.
problem.
That was a lot of play there.
We have a problem on this cylinder here. Notice you want to put your rocker arms in order so when you put this stuff back together, you can put it back in the same order you took it off in. Same way with your push rods. Have the cylinder heads off. We can see the issue with this motor, and the reason for it being locked up is it had a bad head gasket. And it allowed water into the cylinder here and locked it up. This engine was actually vapor locked, or hydraulically locked. You notice over here these are relatively dry. A little bit of head gasket here, head gasket issue here, as well as there. Of course, this motor was sitting outside for a little bit. I don't know what happened. Like I said, I don't know what happened between the previous shop who had this motor, why they didn't go through and fix it. But they told her the motor was locked up. Motor actually just had a bad head gasket. So we're going to put a new head gasket on it, put it back together. We're actually going to rebuild the whole motor since we took it apart. And then we'll get her back up and running, and she'll get many more miles out of this vehicle. On cleaning up the vehicle, we find that the cylinder head has a crack in it. Oh, excuse me, this is due to overheating. I can't tell if it overheated first and then cracked, or cracked and then overheated. I'm going to assume that I'm assuming that the cylinder head gasket went and then the cracking occurred because they continued to drive the vehicle.
Yo, both heads fucked up. We'll crack right there. Both of them fucked up.
Cylinder head number 2 cracked as well. These heads are trash. Look at those heads. I've got it circled so that you can see the crack in it. There's a crack there. On this one, it's cracked right up in there. So these heads are done. This is trash now. It won't be able to be used. You'll never be able to seal that right. Also on this head, you'll notice the crack there. So this is what happens when you have a blown head gasket, or if you have a coolant problem and you let your car, you keep driving a car, you know, when it's on the H, it's saying, please cut me off, cut me off, cut me off. Well, this is what happens. You end up cracking your heads. These heads are about $300 a piece to get some new ones. But of course, once you get that, then you'll also have to rebuild the motor and put new head gaskets on and all the other things that we took off. All right, so until next time, YouTube, if you have any questions, comments, please post, chat. I know some of you are probably like, well, why didn't you go through and take the rest of it apart? This was just a diagnosis video, a disassembly video to diagnose the issue, and we found the issue. The other shop said the motor was locked up. It's not locked up. It's got a blown head gasket, which allowed water to come into the cylinders and hydraulically lock the motor, most likely. So we're going to clean all this stuff up, get new parts, and I'll probably shoot a video on how to build and put this stuff back together. Till then, thanks. Please subscribe, post, chat. If you have any questions or comments or any particular video you'd like me to shoot, let me know. I'll be more than happy to try to accommodate what you need. All right, have a great day.